Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the DOU. If you're new here, well, I'd love it if you subscribe. And you can also peruse around and check out over 100 videos. And if you are a person who already have been here, then you know what the deal is. You know where I'm coming from and you're back. So if you haven't already, and you want to subscribe. And don't forget to ring the alert bell. And of course, your comments are super important to me because when I can, I do go through them. Sometimes I have to come back another day or another time to answer them, but I'm out here and I'm really happy you're out here too. And so let's do this thing that we do on this channel is we look into like the things that are not so obvious. Like we know the obvious stuff, right? I think we're smart enough to know the obvious stuff, but let's look at the stuff that makes you just be, wait a minute. I know you know something's not legitimate. So that's why I'm here. Something just seems off. And so let's get right into it. All the links are in the description box that I think belong there. And secondarily, my channel is my views. I share them with love and compassion because I'll tell you what, we are all being fooled and it's kind of annoying. So if you're sick of being taken for granted, let's say, and you're tired of the rhetoric and you just kind of want someone who's just going to throw it out there and be like, what? That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like they're throwing things out here and I'm going, what? And from that, I'd like to kind of give my thoughts. So it's been announced heavily that Meghan and Harry have purchased a home in Santa Barbara in the Montecito area of California. It's very vast, it's very lush, and you would say it's a pretty nice area. I wouldn't mind living there. However, I have a lot of questions that just don't make sense. For instance, there's a couple of things. The person that owned this house was a oligarchy. And let's see what an oligarchy is for all of us who don't know and mispronounce it. So an oligarchy is a small group of people having control of a country, organization, or institution. Let's hear the pronunciation.
Oligarchy.
An oligarchy. So that's a small group of people having control of a country, organization, or institution. Huh. That's interesting that Meghan just happened to buy a home from a person that they say is an oligarchy, right? Okay, so that's my first thing that I scratched my head when I came to realize that. Secondarily, just in general, she's in the United States and she's purchasing a home from a person that's the head of a country or organization or institution, and it sounds seedy. His name is Sergey Grishin. Now, I don't want to get too deep into him because it will take me off to left field a little bit because it's like opening a can of worms. And if I do that, you guys are going to be like, well, some of you will be like, well, DOU, why did you do that? Do you have proof? Um, if you don't answer me, I'm just going to unsubscribe. Well, this is exactly why I don't like to go further because sometimes things are better suited in small bites. And so let's stick with the prettiness of it. Montecito, California, this home, a loan that was taken out, a mortgage of 9.5 million. Very affordable in today's, design. When you think about it, of course, we're talking about Prince Harry. Now, I don't know what the financials are of Prince Harry and Meghan, but I'm pretty sure that his family, if they cut him off, which we doubt because he wouldn't be able to really be bringing in as much money. However, it's said that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have signed with Harry Walker Agency. And so we understand that Meghan has also done a virtual talk with Emily, I forgot her name, Shaw, I'll get to that tomorrow, which I did sit in and watch. And I have a lot to say about that. But so Meghan and Harry are making money, okay, using their names and their likeness to make money. So it's not like they don't have any money, but they're not necessarily doing it in the way that the consensus, the general public, their people, their fans, or people who might have liked them would have thought that they would do. So Meghan and Harry, but you don't hear anything about Harry. You don't see his picture. It's only the old pictures from like last year, or whatever, or late last year, or early this year. You don't see anything current about him. You don't see these two talking to the press and having it recorded. Nope, no, 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 because that would be live and alive, right? So we see just the headlines we have to read, and we see regurgitated old photos that the media has already purchased and has permission to use. So we're staring right now at the home that they have supposedly purchased, this beautiful place called the Chateau of Riven Rock. It sounds wonderful and it looks cozy, but yet it's really big, right? So it kind of has a rustic look of, say, the house that Meghan's mother lived in. It showed like the beams exposed, and it kind of has that California cottagey type of look, but we know it's on a grander, much grander scale. So this is supposedly the house that they now live in. 6 weeks ago, they've been living there. Wow. But suddenly it was just reported to us now, just in time to flood the internet with Meghan's name and also keep us thinking about her, because she now also did a virtual interview with the co-founder of the 19. And that is in the links below. So I won't go into that because, again, we'll go on to a tangent and off to left field, and that deserves its own video. So I just want to kind of show you their house. You may already have seen it. I hope you love it. We have this particular photo that's been flooding the internet. Flooding. Like, honestly, what stops a drone from coming over this house? I just don't get how she supposedly put this thing out there that she felt frightened, and they felt, that they weren't, private or safe because they had a drone fly over Tyler Perry's home, and nobody even knows who the reporter is. There's no such thing that came about from that. So that seemed kind of fake to me. But how do you do that at Tyler Perry's house? And supposedly your mother and your baby were outside, and oh my gosh, someone took a picture. OMG, watch out, because you married a prince. And so God forbid someone took a picture of your property or where they might hopefully see you, etc., etc., etc. That's part of the course of doing business as a actress or someone as a royal. Now she's saying that she's a private person, but are you? Because what we see is that you're not a private person per se, but you're a celebrity of some sort that wants to only be celebrity when you tell us that you can be a celebrity, and then you want to be private when it behooves you to be private. And that, I don't think, is how it really works. And I could care either way. I don't care. What I care about is honesty and just someone being able to just say, okay, we can't disclose where we live because we don't want you people involved in our life. The only thing you're allowed to be involved in is when we make public appearances at some show or event. Then we expect you to be there, or we expect the cameras to be there. But other than that, buzz off. But that's not what we're dealing with. What we're dealing with is Meghan Markle, Mexit, ran to the US. It was coronavirus. Supposedly she came through in coronavirus, chilled somewhere, then she stayed at Tyler Perry's house because her great friend, Oprah Winfrey, which we know, if you can go back in time to any article anywhere, Oprah Winfrey has never mentioned Meghan Markle in any sentence, and certainly Meghan Markle had never mentioned Oprah in any sentence. And the two of them have never been pictured together. And they still haven't been pictured together, although Oprah was said to be at the wedding. Today, I question everything. Now, this is also the neighborhood, again, where they say Oprah also has a home. That maybe could be true because Oprah probably has homes all over the world. She's that loaded. So we don't care. My point in this video is that why the hell is it okay to show us their entire house, put every room online, the layout of the yard, the bedroom, some ugly game room, right? The front of the house, which doesn't really match the back of the house. Have you guys noticed that? The front doesn't exactly look the same color as the back of the house. So why is it okay to show us the layout, show us this road, show the little this, all this stuff? But when you were at Tyler Perry's home, you were putting up those pictures of people putting this flimsy like privacy screen up around the pool at Tyler Perry. So like nobody could really zoom in with the camera and see the pool area. Or how come when you were so frightened when a drone reportedly or allegedly flew over Tyler Perry's home and you felt, unsecure? And you made a big stink in the media about that. But yet nobody knows who the newspaper is or who the photographer or drone even belongs to, when most drones are registered. They have to be registered with the state. So what? Okay. So why was that a big problem and such a security risk and so concerning to show your house or where you're staying or to have your privacy so-called, interrupted, but yet we can now be shown fully the home that you live in Santa Monica, and it's in Montecito, and to show the Chateau of Riven Rock and what your bathroom looks like and all this other stuff. And even though they may renovate it, why is it okay to show us? I know, people. That's what I made this video for, to tell you. I know why. Because this house isn't where they live. It's my suspicion that this house is not the house that they actually bought. However, this house is owned by Sergey Grishin, and he also was the owner of the Scarface house, and the famous Scarface house. And so why are they showing us this one? And why is it okay to know where they live? Because this house was on the market. So if you can know that it's the Chateau of Riven Rock, well, then you know where they live. So why is that okay? And what stops a drone from flying over this particular area? So anyway, those are my thoughts on why I think it's real simple, that this is not their real home, that this is just to tell us that they purchased a home and it's in Santa Barbara. It may actually be in Santa Barbara. I just don't feel that it's this home. And I just feel like it's just a decoy, and it's just to satisfy the masses, just to keep her name in the media and to keep us thinking that they're moving upward, and that they have the means, and they're, just everything is just sunny and perfect in their world in terms of being like a celebrity. Well, that's my thoughts on that. I don't want to go deeper into it because I could go on and on about all the discrepancies. Again, it's a telltale sign. They put one thing out, and then there will always be something that follows at some point to challenge that first article, just to keep us confused. And I don't want to be a part of it, but I rather had share with you my thoughts on this. And if this is their home, which is perfectly fine, but why then are we being allowed, we meaning the general public, the world, to know their location? Like, that would mean that you'd be easily to find this house if it's the Chateau of Riven Rock. It's been listed numerous times for sale. What? Okay. Let me know your thoughts and comments. And I will see you in the next video, won't I? I hope so. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.